Good morning, everybody. Sorry about that. This is my second time trying to go live. I hope it will work this time. As I said in the previous video, I'm going to talk about schizophrenia today. Now, when people hear the word schizophrenia, they tend to run for the hills, unfortunately. But just like any other mental health illness, most people with schizophrenia will live completely independent lives. They will get on with their day-to-day activities and there'll be no problems. As long as they're taking the medication and they're attending their specialist and their GP. So I'm not going to go into too many this morning about the causes or the symptoms. Those are in the blog and you can check them out for yourself. It is quite a lengthy blog. Sorry, the purpose of this morning's video will be to talk about helping yourself and helping a loved one with schizophrenia. I just want to start off by saying that if you feel that your child, your teen or your young adult or friend has developed schizophrenia, you feel there might be something wrong at all, whatever it is, please go to your GP. Please ring up your GP. Please check with them. Try and persuade the person to go to the GP and get things checked out. As I've said in the blog, the vast majority of people that will develop schizophrenia are usually in their teens, their early 20s, although there are some older people who do develop schizophrenia. Now, the symptoms can, in fact, sometimes be put down to that teenage years, going through the phase of being antisocial and not wanting to interact. So therefore, as a parent, please trust your gut instinct. Now, in terms of helping yourself, what I would suggest to people to do is if you suspect that your child or your loved one has schizophrenia, persuade them, as I said, go to the GP. That should be your first point to call. Most people will then be referred on to a community mental health team. And this team will put in place a number of things. They will do an assessment. And then they can do a care plan for you that's based just for you. And they can then put in place to a coordinator or a key worker. So that person then will be your point of call for many things, not just for the person with schizophrenia, but also for their loved ones. Now, as a loved one, you're going to need help yourself. And part of the treatment for both the person with schizophrenia or for anybody with a mental health illness is to have therapy. And with schizophrenia, it's usually you have drug treatment as well. Now, the family also needs therapy, okay? Family therapy usually goes on for about 6 months and it's quite informal. It is just really to help you come to terms with what is going on. It's to help you make sure that you have everything that you need in place to help you and to help your loved one. So don't be afraid to ever go and look for therapy if you feel like you're being overwhelmed, and even go back to therapy, even though, say, you did an initial lot of therapy when your loved one was diagnosed, that you feel you can't go back. You can go back at any time. And the same with somebody who has schizophrenia. They could be living for years and years, but stress is a big trigger. So if you feel like you're starting to get stressed, I would very much recommend that you nip it in the bud as quickly as possible and go back to your therapist, or if your therapist is no longer available, get a new therapist, get a new counsellor, a new psychologist who can talk to you about, reducing your stress, what's worrying you and how you can help yourself. There are a couple of other organisations that I mention in the blog. Mental Health Ireland and Shine are two groups in Ireland that can help you further with some of the points I make in the blog this morning. Now, in terms of depression, with any illness, with any disability, and that can be a physical illness. There are people who have heart conditions, have developed depression afterwards. It's not uncommon. So please check out, I do link out to a site, to another blog where I talk about depression. It's very important. Now, in terms of suicide, what I would advise is, if you're feeling suicidal, please reach out for help. We are here to help you. Your loved ones will help you. You know, there is help. You can reach out. It is not a solution to what you're going through. For a loved one, if you feel your child or your partner or whoever it is beginning to talk about suicide, or you may suspect they're suicidal, talk to the GP immediately. Don't ever wait. Go talk. You're better off stepping in quickly rather than waiting. Now, if you come across somebody who actually is very close to suicide, what I would suggest you do is always sit with them. Okay, remove any objects that or medication that you think they could harm themselves with. Sit with them, continue to talk to them, and if you can ring for help, ring 999, ring your GP, ring for help immediately. If you're not on your own, ask the other person to make that phone call and get help immediately. Reach out, talk to the GP, or get 999. Okay, if they're 999, but always stay with them until help arrives. As I said, clear any objects out of the way, clear any medication out of the way, or get the other person. If you have two, it's great if you've got somebody else with you, but sometimes you're going to be on your own and you won't have that help. Make the call, but keep talking to them. Keep talking to that person. It's very important that you just keep talking to them. Get them to talk back to you. And if they're talking, listen. Just listen without too much, and people go, ooh, no. We don't want to listen to that. We don't want to talk about that. Just like with any mental health illness and any other, disability, people don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it until it happens to them. And that is such a shame. It really is. Because the more you know about different things, the more educated you are, and the less likelihood is that you will be manipulated by anybody else, or by social media, or by the media in general. You will have your own opinion formed. You will come at it from a much more educated and empowered way, and you can then maybe you'll be able to help somebody. Maybe you'll be able to help a friend. Maybe there could be somebody whose child is going through this, and you can just sit there and be with them, and that's very important. Just to sit and listen sometimes. So I know it's a short video today, and I just wanted to say thank you very much for listening. The blog is at www.deborahbyrnepsychologyservices.com, and check it out. Nothing to be scared about. When we learn, takes the fear away when we learn. So as I said, thank you for listening, and I hope to see you again next week. Thank you. Bye bye.